What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of YouTube woods. We got Jack Flaherty, who didn't end up starting that second game, so wonky void there, I suppose. Had the loss on that one. I mean, just going through the results of this morning, just the weirdest stuff ever. Arizona, Texas could not hit a ball. Corey Seager is a god, so that's cool. Philly money line, that couldn't have been much easier. Christopher Sanchez, awesome. San Diego money line looks horrific in hindsight. Can't believe I went minus 170, closed minus 185. So got closing line value to get annihilated with you, Darvish, there. And then Washington money line, they're just down 1-0 here at the moment. The under looks fantastic for a lock, Oakland, Tampa Bay. And then a 2-1 game there in Milwaukee, Chicago. That is TBD. There's one other thing that I did well. Trying to remember what I did. Well, yeah, the Dodgers went over 8.5 by themselves. So that was useful. Kind of a back and forth day. I'd never like to, I hate the analogy, kiss your sister. I don't have a sister, so that's useful. But I don't know. It feels like a kind of meandering meh day. So happy Wednesday, hump day. We're on to Thursday. We're on to Cincinnati. We got 8 games here on Thursday. There's no Cincinnati on the slate. That's funny to say, though. Check out BetMGM down in the video description box below. Check out Odd Chopper as well. That's fantastic stuff. Promo code Dinger. That will have been expired, but promo code Lindy. You can fire that one up there. $14.95 for the week. And then you fire up promo code Lindy. 20% off of that. 20% off. Look at that. Doing it right at the front of the show so we don't have to do it later. We'll talk BetMGM. But producer Jacob, hi, hello. You got your dog behind you. Let's get to the picks. Yeah, maybe I just sit out Chicago, Milwaukee. I'm already stressed. Christian Yelich 2-run bomb in that first inning on Imanaga. Just septupled his ERA, basically. I mean, absurd stuff that I have it's the opposite of the Midas touch, this Milwaukee Brewers team with me. 0-4 on locks, and then we'll see. It could end up being 0-5 by the end of today. Hopefully the Cubs can still eat this one. Mistake. Gave it up to Yelich, hit a long way. But today, we're looking at Jameson Taillon, Colin Rea. Don't have a ton of analysis other than both of these pitchers have major warts. Jameson Taillon, he's been better this season. Don't get me wrong. He's looked decent. I know a lot of people like to cite ERA. ERA doesn't really matter to me so much. So 2.58 ERA, congratulations. He has a 3.66 expected ERA. That impresses me. But 4th percentile in win percentage, bottom 10th percentile in strikeouts, going up against a Milwaukee team that we know they like to get after righties on the course of this season, just out-kicking every coverage possible. 119 WRC plus, second best in baseball. No Rhys Hoskins, and still they continue to rake. As for Colin Rea on the other side of this one, he is just such a bad back. 302 expected batting average, 494 expected slugging, 15.5% K rate. I think Jameson Taillon's the better pitcher. I think Milwaukee, you just got to call this like even. I don't know really what you're supposed to do. So in those kind of circumstances, I'll default to the over of 8.5. But I don't like it at all. In fact, we have 4 leans with 2 props to start off, and then 4 likes to finish out this video. I thought that was pretty fascinating. No locks today on a Thursday. Maybe something shows up. I'm sure I'll have prop exposure, always having prop exposure. And now round robins in the premium Discord. Again, promo code Lindy. Come join us. Come hang out. The water is warm. We're going to be making a lot of money this summer. Second up, Kansas City, Minnesota. Another series that Kansas City just goes ballistic on Bailey Ober there. Didn't play a lot of Bailey Ober in DFS, so I guess that's one thing that was a little concerning, but Price was still right to potentially go after him there. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to be staying away from this one entirely. I do think Brady Singer's the better pitcher between him and Chris Paddock, and I think he has the better strikeout stuff, but we're seeing Minnesota routinely just outperform expectations themselves. 97 WRC plus against right-handed pitching. In Kansas City, 97 WRC plus against right-handed pitching, so better pitcher is getting this minus 130. I have to lean to the Kansas City side of things. I thought about a first 5 play on Brady Singer. I thought about it long and hard, decided to opt out. I'll have 4 plays in the evening window, and then also this morning, we'll be able to find something. I just think it's going to be more prop-centric there in the premium Discord. Now, here's something prop-centric because, well, we have no announced pitchers. Probably not going to fire this up till the morning, and I know a lot of your frustrations because I get this every single year. Eric, why don't you record this in the morning? Why do you record it late? Well, because I want everybody to be able to get the information. That matters very much to me as well. But just a casualty of what's been happening in baseball more and more. Teams are waiting for people to know who their starters are going to be, or they'll pivot on the day of. We've seen that multiple times now, where you're getting more scratches, and then additions to the IL. Happened with Mike Clevenger, happened with a couple of pitchers here over the course of this week. So it's just coming with the territory here. I do think on the Oakland side, we're going to get Kyle Muller as your starter. Tampa Bay side, there are lots of different options. I think a bullpen game is very much in play on their side of things. So I'm going to go with Kyle Muller, 445 expected slugging, 40.2% hard hit. He hit a triple today, but Brandon Lowe, I always have to remind myself, Brandon Lau, Josh Lowe. There we go. Brandon Lau. That's who we're getting after. He's been incredible when healthy, which is just kind of never. Now, 401 expected slugging, I expect that to go up, and up against a bad righty here in Kyle Muller. I think there's going to be an opportunity for him to find something, if you will. Sorry, against a lefty, left on left it is. So again, you're going to get a really good price potentially on a home run, but he's going to be in the lineups up against these lefties pretty much ad nauseum, and I expect for him to stay healthy here over the course of the rest of the season and be somebody that we talk about come season's end, where maybe they try to use him as a trade piece. Maybe Tampa Bay has not been the same start. The AL East is a gauntlet with the Yankees back to doing Yankees things. So I do think Yandy Diaz is interesting in the hits department for everybody looking at 1.5 total bases or 2+ hits. I think is pretty interesting. Pretty heavy juice that's going to exist there on that 1 hits based on his last 10 days of sample size. But Josh Lowe, Brandon Lau. There we go. Brandon Lau, friends. Always have to remind myself. It's so hard to do. Brandon Lau, I expect him to have really nice odds left on left. Anything better than plus 450 in Tropicana. And this is the prop that I'm probably the most excited about to see where the opening line is. I looked offshore, looked a couple of other places. They're not revealing this because you're going to see this bet instantly by a lot of sharp people if it comes out too low, and rightfully so. Spencer Arrighetti going up against Logan Gilbert, and Logan Gilbert has the hardest right-handed strikeout matchup, and the easiest strikeout matchup Spencer Arrighetti has going up against the Seattle Mariners. It's so wild this entire season. Justin Verlander going here on Wednesday. We'll see how he pans out, but 29% K rate against righties do the Seattle Mariners have. Houston, 18.2%. So we have the highest, we have the lowest. Obviously, Logan Gilbert has the better strikeout stuff, I think, long-term between the two, and we've just seen the results. The park definitely is a big plus for Spencer Arrighetti coming in there with a 338 XWOB, a 266 expected batting average, and a 416 expected slugging. And then you combine it with the matchup. This Ryan Bliss fellow, obviously he hasn't struck out yet in his young major league career entering Wednesday night. Julio Rodriguez does 27.4%. In fact, you just go up and down the entire lineup. If you have Sevi Zavala show up ever, there's a huge strikeout at Cal Raleigh, Dominic Canzone, Mitch Garver, Luke Raley, Julio Rodriguez, Mitch Haniger, all of them 27% plus. Ridiculous opportunities for strikeouts when you face the Seattle Mariners. Now, with JP Crawford back, that's one piece that can maybe reduce it a little bit. But I think these Thursday lineups have been getting weirder and weirder. Not quite on the par with Sunday's lineups, but with only certain teams playing here on Thursdays and then everybody going on Fridays, this ends up being kind of like a pseudo rest day sometimes. So I think Spencer Arrighetti is somebody that if it's at 5.5, assuming like neutral minus 110, I'm going to pounce on that immediately and ladder him up to 7Ks. Now, one thing at OddsShopper we're working on is getting some of these alternate type odds thrown up on the screen immediately upon them dropping. I'm excited for that. You excited for it? I'm excited for it too. But for right now, I got to kind of go with the perspective lean play of it. Spencer Arrighetti, somebody that has good strikeout stuff, north of 24%, 24.3% on the season, best matchup possible, maybe even 8 or 9, depending on how those numbers pan out. This pans out every time. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, here's how it works, friends. No matter what you bet, whether it's $25, $50, $100 on your first bet, if you sign up at the link below and you play it, you get it back in bonus bets if it doesn't hit. So up to $1,500. You could take a huge swing if your bankroll allows. Always play within your means, friends, but $1,500 first bet safety net available to you at the link below with our friends at BetMGM, only for 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, y'all, let's get to the like section, shall we? Now we start the plays, and about time that I got a good price on my guy Zach Gallen to be able to back him. Minus 126, about damn time. Remember getting plus money on every road start for Zach Gallen from now until, I don't know, last year? It was incredible times. Riding that Arizona train was really, really fun. Come on the train and ride it. Choo choo, it's the choo choo. How about the New York Mets being like, what, 22-32? I saw just an absolute travesty again facing these Dodgers there on Wednesday. Christian Scott, he's been the bright spot, though, an absolute diamond in the rough, if you will. You Aladdin people know. 3.31 expected ERA, 290 WOBA, 386 expected slugging, pretty decent strikeout stuff, 22.8%. But going pitch by pitch, four-seamer, 50% usage, 52% to be exact, with a slider 21% and a sweeper 17% usage on those. The slider is really the only pitch that interests me. He's got a 271 batting average on that four-seamer. He's got a 563 slugging on the sweeper. So, you know, with great power comes great responsibility to give up power or something. I don't know. I haven't seen Spider-Man in a while. But we definitely have Zach Gallen back in our midst now. 48.7% hard hit. Always a little bit scary to look at, but 25.9% K rate, 6.5% walk rate. Overall, Zach Gallen, somebody that I want to be backing in these kind of spots. Arizona's going to start getting the wheels sputtering, but with Marte, Jock Peterson, Christian Walker, and Edwin Diaz now on the IL. Not that he was good at the end of this, but now with him on the shelf, kind of a weird reliever situation here for the Mets as well. Lots of ways that I think they get there for us. Arizona money line. I like it inside of minus 135. You should bet it inside of minus 135. Detroit at Boston, and two pitchers, one that I thought was pitching on Wednesday in that second game, they ended up pushing him and getting obliterated by Paul Skeens. I don't mind Skeen mother trucker. They got mowed down by Paul Skeens. So it was probably a good decision for them in hindsight. Obviously, a lot of people who got your tickets voided. A lot of people who probably are mad at me because, well, that game went 10-2. Wasn't Jack Flaherty. He was listed all day. And then, well, they pulled the audible. Put him up against Nick Pivetta here in this spot. And it's around 60 degrees at first pitch. Going to be cooler as the game goes on. With the wind blowing in at Wrigley, and we have an 8.5 total. Something doesn't quite equate to me. Now, Nick Pivetta, once upon a time, gave up a lot of hard contact. Once upon a time, he had a major home run problem. I don't think we're going to see as much of that here going forward. He does have a 12.3% barrel percentage up against him, which is scary. This Detroit team has found times to go nuclear for no reason whatsoever. But over the course of this season, 6 home runs allowed by Mr. Nick Pivetta. If he avoids the long ball, the strikeout stuff is really, really good. 35.8% hard hit as well. So again, just avoid those major barrels, which are major mistakes. And then Jack Flaherty is awesome. 33.3% carry, 268 xWOBA. Only reason that I'm not backing him in Detroit here in this spot is the Detroit lineup still not completely sold on them. Again, I know that they spike at times. I know they've got decent stuff. They are 100 WRC plus, 150 ISO, again, like league average around the board, which is better than you could say for Tigers against any handedness forever. So is what it is. But the under of 8.5 is the priority play for me here. Don't completely hate the idea of Detroit if you want to add it to the fray. I pulled that one off the other day where I just explained the play. A lot of people screenshot it and send it to me where it was the over in Baltimore and playing the Baltimore money line along with it. And they made a ton of money. And I only played one of them. So if you want to play both, Detroit and the under, I think look really nice here. And now 2 run lines to close out the program. What? That's pretty wild. Now we went to the Washington side of things up against a complete unknown. They're top of 5 right now, 0-0, but a couple of guys on right now. It is insane. Oh my God. Shota Imanaga is just getting shelled. 7-1. I don't know what to tell you. Lane Thomas just hit a home run, so that's going to make me feel better somewhat. 3-1 Washington. They were the plus money side. I just need to stay away from Milwaukee. This is just... I'm working really hard for you. I don't know what to tell you. I hate Milwaukee, the bane of my existence. I don't have a ban list. I'll never have a ban list, but they have to probably be banned after this. I killed Shota Imanaga today and all Cy Young potential for the young man. Good job, Eric. You have to wear that like a scarlet letter. But Washington here, we're going to go the opposite side of things. Trevor Williams, we do not like. Reynaldo Lopez, we like. Atlanta, I think a little bit undervalued, minus 105. There's actually a even money existing over at DraftKings right now. Jump on that now. If you got this inside of minus 110, I would be down with this for sure. And Reynaldo Lopez hasn't been perfect, 40% hard hit, 249 expected batting average, nothing crazy good there. And Trevor Williams has had a 287 xWOBA, but it's Trevor Williams up against Atlanta. And I know without Acuna, things are wonky, things are different. But Atlanta's still got a 106 WRC plus, and it's not like Acuna was setting the world on fire early on in this season. With Washington, only a 21.8% K rate against righties over the course of the season, but a 96 WRC plus. I think it's attackable. I think it's something we want to be invested in. Atlanta on the run line, me likey. And we round it out at Angel Stadium, friends. We got Carlos Rodon taking on Patrick Sandoval. I think the plus 1.5 is the side you want to be on here. There's a plus 110, plus 118. Anything with plus money attached to it is kind of where I want to be here in this spot. We got Carlos Rodon, a southpaw that's been struggling, 44% hard hit, 20-degree average launch angle. And again, I don't know how the Angels continually do it. I don't know how they do it. They just continually find ways to be decent against lefties without you-know-who out there, Mike Trout. Again, we're talking about league average, but that's better than you would expect looking at this lineup up and down. In fact, 118 WRC plus against lefties. I had it in for righties there. This is an above average offense so far this season. Logan O'Hop, they added more O'Hops to it. Super bad. I'll continue on. But Patrick Sandoval, he hasn't exactly been good himself, but this is just a price thing. I get the Angels here at plus 1.5. I understand all the power that exists in the Yankees lineup. We've been backing the Yankees a lot, but 37.2% hard hit, 87.8 average mile per hour on that fastball, exit velocity off the bat. On the other side of things, his fastball's a lot faster than that. I would hope so. But anyway, 6% barrel percentage for him as well. Everything I'm looking at tells me plus 1.5 on the Angels side at plus money. That's a go, friends. Plus 118, best available over at Caesars right now. Let's go check out Caesars. And then BetMGM. Yep, show's over. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely 8-game run Thursday. And I promise, I won't bet the Brewers, I think, ever again. I'm probably going to bet against the Brewers or for the... Anyway, what power I have. Congratulations to anybody who faded me on that one. But looking like we're still going to maybe get this under here. Oakland, Tampa, that would be useful. I'm going to get myself the heck up out of here. 16 games probably coming down. Oh, 15 on Friday. That's good. That's good. Producer Jacob's excited. That's what I heard. Check out NBA Lindy's as well for Game 5 there. We've got Minnesota. My Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Dallas Mavericks. We're alive. Wolves in 7? Question mark. That'd be time, friends. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Thursday. I should note the days.